For some general guidance in reading the California Code of Civil Procedure. California statutes are contained in 29 separate codes. The third alphabetically is the Code of Civil Procedure, which is actually one of the four original codes in California. Now, all 29 codes, including the CCP, have general or preliminary provisions that are applicable to reading and interpreting the code sections. So the following are some selected general provisions of the Code of Civil Procedure, most commonly referred to as the CCP. Section 3 says no part of this code is retroactive unless expressly declared. Section 4, the rule of the common law that statutes in derogation thereof are to be strictly construed has no application to this code. This code establishes the law of this state respecting the subjects to which it relates, and its provisions and all proceedings under it are to be liberally construed with a view to effect its objects and to promote justice. Section 5 says that the provisions of the CCP, insofar as they're substantially the same as existing statutes, must be construed as continuations rather than as new enactments. Section 9, when a limitation or period of time prescribed in an existing statute for acquiring a right or barring a remedy or for any other purpose has begun to run before this code goes into effect, and the same or any limitation is prescribed in this code, then the time that has been already run is to be deemed part of the time prescribed as the limit by the code. In section 10, it says holidays within the meaning of the Code of Civil Procedure are every Sunday and any other days that are specified or provided for as judicial holidays. Section 11, wherever any notice or other communication is required by this code to be mailed or registered mail by or to any person or corporation, then the mailing of the notice or other communication by certified mail must be deemed to be a sufficient compliance with the requirements of law. Section 12 says that the time in which any act is provided by law is to be done is computed by excluding the first day and including the last day, unless that last day is a holiday, and then it is also excluded. Section 12C says where any law requires an act to be performed no later than a specified number of days before a hearing date, then the last day to perform that act must be determined by counting backward from the hearing date, excluding the day of the hearing. Section 13 provides whenever any act of a secular nature, other than a work of necessity or mercy, is appointed by law or contract to be performed upon a particular day, and that day falls on a holiday, then the act may be performed the next business day with the same effect as if it had been performed upon the appointed day. Section 15 says that words giving a joint authority to three or more public officers or other persons are construed as giving authority to a majority of them, unless it's otherwise expressed in the act giving that authority. Section 16 says words and phrases are construed according to the context and the approved usage of the language, but technical words and phrases and others as have acquired a particular or peculiar and appropriate meaning in the law or are defined in some other succeeding section are to be construed according to the peculiar and appropriate meaning or the definition found. Section 17A provides that words used in the CCP in the present tense include the future as well as the present tense, and words used in the masculine gender include the feminine and neuter, and that the singular number includes the plural and the plural number includes the singular. Section 18 says no statute, law, or rule is continued in force because it is consistent with the provisions of this code on the same subject, but in all cases provided for by this code, all statutes, laws, and rules in force in this state, whether consistent or not, unless expressly continued in force by it, are repealed and abrogated. And finally, Section 19 says that this act, whenever cited, enumerated, referred to, or amended, may be simply designated as the Code of Civil Procedure, or the CCP.